Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our NIVS home school. My dear students, hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am Sanjida Rahman. Today I am going to biology class for the student of class 9, and our today's class topic is chapter 2 reading done. Our lecture number 4, and now let's start our class. The name of our chapter is cells and tissues of organism. In this chapter we will learn different types of cells and also learn cell organelles and their works, and also different types of tissues of plant and animal body organism. Now we know that cells are present both in plant organism and animal organism. Now we know that cells are of two types. There is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells are the primitive cell, that means the cells which have not organized nucleus, and eukaryotic cells are the cell which have a organized nucleus. So in the basis of nucleus, cell is divided into two types, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Then eukaryotic cell is divided into two parts. Number 1, somatic cell, and number 2, gametic cell. Somatic cell called the cell which prepare our body organs and prepare our body, plant and animals body, it is called somatic cell. And gametic cell are the cell which used for the reproduction of the cell, and it is we found this gametic cell in the reproductive organs. So we know that cell are two types. One is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, and in the prokaryotic cell their nucleus is not well organized. In the eukaryotic cell their nucleus is well developed. And eukaryotic cell are two types, somatic cell and gametic cell. Now we will discuss the plant cell and animal cell. In your previous classes, that means when you read in class 6 and 7, you also read different types of plant cell and animal cell, and you also read the plant cell and animal cell and their organelles. Now again we repeat these things. Here is the picture of a animal cell. You see that there is the picture of a animal cell, and inside the animal cell there is the cell organelles. We read the cell organelles. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. There is the cell membrane. The outer part of the cell is called cell membrane. In the cell there is centrosome, Golgi body, centriole, nuclear membrane, nucleolus, chromosome, mitochondria, vacuole, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and lysosome. We know that in animal cell their nucleus is situated in the middle of the cell, and there is no vacuole in animal cell. But if any vacuole is present in animal cell, they are very small in size and very little in number, and there only one layer, it is called cell membrane. In case of plant cell, there are 3 layers. Their outer part have 3 layers, and also in the plant cell there is a big vacuole. It is the main characteristic of a plant cell. In the middle of the plant cell you will find a big vacuole, and other cell organelles are situated on the surrounding the vacuole. Now we read the cell organelles of a plant cell. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, plasma membrane, cytoplasmic matrix, rough endoplasmic reticulum, nuclear pore, nucleolus, nuclear membrane, chromatin, nucleoplasm, intercellular space, Golgi body, mitochondria, chloroplast, cell wall, and lysosome, cell vacuole. So you found that mitochondria, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, cytoplasm, these things are common in plant cell and animal cell. But in the plant cell, in the middle of the plant cell you will find a vacuole, and other cell organelles are situated surrounding this vacuole. And in animal cell, their nucleus is in the middle of the cell, and other cell organelles situated inside of the cell. Now we discuss the cell organelles. Cells and tissues of organism. Cytoplasmic organelles. The semi-fluid, jelly-like substance of a cell that is external to the nuclear membrane and internal to the cellular membrane is called cytoplasm. Internal membrane and the external to the nuclear membrane and internal to the cellular membrane is called cytoplasm. That means these things, the liquid things inside of the cell, it is called cytoplasm. The cytoplasm contains many organelles. Though they have varying functions, they are also independent. Some of these organelles have membranes where some don't. These organelles are as follows: membrane bound cytoplasmic organelles. So, what we call cytoplasm? Inside of the cell, the jelly-like liquid, semi-liquid things inside of the cell, that means in plants and animal cell, it is called cytoplasm. Now, membrane bound cytoplasmic organelles. Membrane bound cytoplasmic organelles means the organelles which have membrane. Now, mitochondria. First one is mitochondria. In 1898, Carl Bender first coined the term mitochondria. These organelles plays a very important role in cellular respiration. It is surrounded by a double layered membrane which is composed of phospholipid and protein. You can see here is the picture of a mitochondria and it is double layered. Here is the outer membrane and it is called inner membrane. Outer membrane and inner membrane. Also there is other things, matrix and crystia. It is surrounded by a double layered membrane which is composed of phospholipid and protein. The inner membrane has infolding called crystia. These foldings are situated with small round bodies known as oxysomes. The oxysomes contains enzyme. The space enclosed by the inner membrane is the matrix. The main function of the mitochondria is to help the organism in cellular respiration. You will later learn that the process of respiration has 4 stages: glycolysis, acetyl-CoA formation and Krebs cycle and electron transport system. The reaction of the first phase, glycolysis, do not occur in mitochondria, but the reaction of the second and most important Krebs cycle stage are performed in the mitochondria as all the necessary enzymes are present. Maximum enzyme is produced in the Krebs cycle. This is why mitochondria is called the powerhouse of a cell. So, we know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of a cell. Now, an organism uses this enzyme to perform different functions. With some exceptions, mitochondria are found in all plant and animal cells. Mitochondria are not present in the prokaryotic cell, some eukaryotic cell. For example, protozoa like trichomonas, monocerocomonoids, etc. do not contain mitochondria. It can be assumed that in course of history of evolution, mitochondria or its previous forms somehow entered eukaryotic cells and then become a permanent organelles of the cell. From the data collection so far, this explanation seems to be acceptable. Now we know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of a cell because it produces enzymes and these enzymes used by other organelles. And mitochondria is the common organelles in both plant and animal cell. Now plastid. A plastid is an important organelle for a plant cell. The main function of a plastid are to produce and store food and cause the appealing and colorful appearances of flowers, fruits and leaves of a plant. Flowers with appealing colors helps pollination plants. There are 3 categories of plastid: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Plastid is one kind of colorful organelles. That means plastid is an important organelle in a plant cell. You will find plastid in the plant cell, not in the animal cell. And plastid is of 3 types. First one is chloroplast, and second one is chromoplast, and last one is leucoplast. Chloroplast. Green plastid are called chloroplast. So, which is called chloroplast, green plastid is called chloroplast. They are found in the cells of leaves, young stems and other green parts of a plant. The grana of a plastid capture solar energy and convert it into chemical energy. With the help of enzyme in stroma, this solar energy helps produce simple carbohydrates from cellular water and carbon dioxide taken from the air. This type of plastid looks green because it has chlorophyll. Carotenoids are also present in them. So, chloroplast is green because of the chlorophyll, and this green plastid is called chloroplast. We can see the picture of a plastid in here. You can see the picture of a plastid very clearly in this picture. Here inside of the plastid, the liquid things, it is called matrix. Plastid has two layers, outer layer and inner layer, and when the some layers are in one space, it is called granum and it is called grana lamella. You can see here plastid. Now chromoplast. The chromoplasts are colored but are not green. The photosynthetic pigments xanthophyll, carotenoid and phycoerythrin, phycocyanin etc. are present in them, and so some of them are yellow, some are blue and some are red. So chromoplast is the another pigment, but it is not green. It has colorful xanthophyll, carotene, phycoerythrin and phycocyanin. The flower, leaves and other parts of a plant have their attractive colorful appearances because of these pigments. They are found in colored flower, leaves and carrot root. Their main purpose is to make flowers attractive for the pollination. They also synthesize and store different types of photosynthetic pigments. Now leucoplast. It contrasts to other plastid. Leucoplasts are not pigmented. They are usually found in the cells of the plant parts where sunlight do not reach. For example, root, gametes and embryo. Their main function is to storage of food. Leucoplast can be transferred into chromoplast or chloroplast when they come in contact with the sunlight. So leucoplast is white in color because it has no color pigmentation, but when it come to the contact of the sunlight, it can change its color. Now Golgi body. Golgi body is found within the cytoplasm of both plants and animal cells. It is composed of stacks of membrane bound structure known as cristina and vessels. Hydrolysis of enzyme take place in its membrane. It is involved in the secretion of some hormones and other substances in a living cell. It also plays important role in many metabolic activities. Sometimes the Golgi body stores protein. So you can see the picture of Golgi body in here. It is the picture of a Golgi body, incoming transport vessel, criteria, lunar and secretory vessels. You can see here in the small like round shaped structure, it is called secretory vessels, transphase and newly formation of the vessels. Here is the newly formation of the vessels. You can see the figure of a Golgi body in here properly. Now endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes are studied with the cytoplasmic side of rough endoplasmic reticulum, and so protein are synthesized in this place. Membranes bound vessels from the cytoplasmic reticulum shuttle proteins and other materials produced in a cell. Sometimes the endoplasmic reticulum stretches up to the cytoplasmic membrane, and thus it is assumed that enzymes for other cells and other substances produced inside the cells are transported by the endoplasmic reticulum. They also play a significant role in the development of mitochondria, vacuole, etc. in a cell. Endoplasmic reticulum is found in both and plant cell. We found endoplasmic reticulum both plant and animal cell, and its main function is to produce enzyme for other organelles to do work properly. Here we can see the endoplasmic reticulum's figure. Here is the endoplasmic reticulum's endoplasmic reticulum. Here is the figure of endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulums are two types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now cell vacuole. Cell vacuole, we call this one is cell vacuole, and it is found mainly in the plant cell, but in animal cell it is always absent, but if it is present it is very small in number. Cell vacuole, the hollow space which can be seen in cytoplasm is called cell vacuole. Large vacuole is a prime feature of a plant cell. Its main function is to contain cell sap. Different types of substances such as inorganic salt, protein, carbohydrate, fat, organic acid, pigment, water, etc. are found in a cell vacuole. No vacuole is generally found in any animal cell. If present in any animal cell, it is usually much smaller. Now lysosome. Lysosome protects cells from the germs. So lysosome protects cells from the germs. The lysosome enzyme kills germs. These enzymes are protected by a membrane so that other organelles do not get digested when they come in contact with this enzyme. The organelles adjacent to the lysosome are digested if the membrane of lysosome is destroyed due to the oxygen deficiency. The cell may even be destroyed. Now, non-membranous cytoplasmic organelle, that means the organelles which do not have any membrane. Number 1, cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton is a complex network of the fibers that shapes the cells and holds organelles in place. It is located just beneath the plasma lemma. These fibers consists of a complex mesh of protein filaments. Actin, myosin and tubulin are some of the proteins that are used to make the fibers. Microtubules, microfilaments and intermediate filaments are some of the fibers in the cytoskeleton. Now ribosome. Ribosomes are found in all living cells. They lack membrane around them, that means they do not have any membrane and help in protein synthesis. The bondage in polypeptide chains of proteins are called out by ribosomes. They also provide enzymes needed for the cell. Enzymes help to accelerate the speed of biochemical reaction. Ribosome produces enzyme and these enzymes help to protein synthesis, that means protein digestion, and also this enzyme which secreted by the ribosome emphasizes the biochemical reaction. Now centrosome. A centriole is a hollow cylindrical organelle inside the centrosome. You can see the picture of a centrosome in here. It is a cylinder like things. The thick liquid surrounding the centriole is called centrosphere. The thick liquid things inside of a centriole is called centrosphere. The centriole and centrosphere make up the centrosome together. This centriole and centrosphere make up the centrosome together. These are found in most animal cells, but they are rarely found in the cells of lower plants. There are two centrioles in a centrosome. The centriole, that means there are two centrioles in a centrosome. The centrioles in the centrosome develop astral rays and play a significant role in constructing spindle apparatus. They participate in the formation of various types of flagella. Now nucleus. About nucleus you read in the previous classes, that means when you read in the class 6 you details read about the nucleus. The nucleus is a membrane bound prominent organelle found in the eukaryotic cells and carries chromosomes. It is roughly round or spiral in structure, that means nucleus is always round shaped. Nucleus is not found in the mature sieve cells and red blood cells. We know that it is very important for your MCQ question. Nucleus is found both in plant cell and animal cell, but nucleus is not found in the red blood cell and sieve cell, that means which we found in the plant cell. The chromosomes of the nucleus carry the heredity information of the organism and controls all the activities of a cell. A structured nucleus has following parts, that means a nucleus has some parts like nuclear membrane. You can see the picture of nucleus in here, nuclear membrane. The outer layer of the nucleus is called the nuclear membrane. The jelly-like water-based things inside of a nuclear membrane is called nucleoplasm. Inside of the nucleoplasm there is a round shaped hard, little bit hard things, it is called nucleolus, and also in the nucleoplasm you will find chromatin fiber. Here is the nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus, chromatin and nuclear pore. Inside of the nuclear side of the nuclear membrane there is some pores, it is called nuclear pore. Now nuclear membrane, the membrane that enclosed the nucleus is called nuclear membrane. It is a double layered membrane and it is composed of lipid and protein. So this membrane composed of lipid and protein, and it is a double layer membrane. In this membrane there are some pores like nuclear pores. The nuclear membrane controls the transport system from the nucleoplasm to the cytoplasm. That means the liquid things inside of the nucleus is called nucleoplasm, and nucleus is always situated in the cell, and the inside of the cell the jelly like substances, liquid based substance is called cytoplasm. Nuclear pore maintain the connection between the nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. Nucleoplasm. The nuclear membrane controls the transport system from the nucleoplasm to the cytoplasm. The membrane separates the contents of the nucleus from the cytoplasm. Now nucleoplasm, the jelly-like fluid enveloped by the nuclear membrane is called the nucleoplasm. It is similar to the cytoplasm of a cell. It is a viscous fluid which contains nucleic acid, protein, enzymes and some other substances dissolved in and mixed with it. Now nucleolus. In a nucleus, the round structure attached to a chromosome is called nucleolus. They are attached with that protein of chromosome which is non-receiver of color. This is composed of RNA and proteins. Its main function is to store nucleic acid and synthesize protein. Now chromatin reticulum. During the resting period of a cell, when cell divisions do not take place, a thread-like reticulate body is found in the nucleoplasm which is called chromatin reticulum. Chromatin fibers become coiled during cell division and become more condensed, and then they are called chromosomes. Chromosomes carry the units of heredity and pass from generation to generation. The number of chromosomes in a specific species is fixed. Chromosomes contains genes and these carry the heredity traits. That means the chromosome reticulum, it contains the gene and it carries the heredity from generation to generation, and also the number of chromosomes is specific in any species. That means in human it is 22, in cows or in dogs its chromosome number is different. My dear student, I hope you can understand today's lecture, and our homework for the next week is homework number 3, 5 knowledge based question. You will found 5 knowledge based question and also write the answer and submit the homework on Saturday from 9 AM to 3 PM. Till then, keep well. Assalamu alaikum.